Okay, well, how am I supposed to start this? Thought talk. And the topic is going to, hi. So I am actually about to pin the topic for tonight's thought talk. If you didn't see my last story that I just posted, this is something new that I'm going to be doing on my blog. And they're called Thought Talks. Kara, hi. Long story short, I'm going to be bringing up like social norms that are like super stupid, and we're going to talk about why they're stupid and maybe why we think that they're social norms. And I need to finish this because a lot of people are joining. Wow, okay, hi. A lot of people, there's 4 people, but I appreciate y'all. So tonight's thought talk is, why don't we interact with strangers? Okay, so then I have to pin this, and I just hold it, right? Oh, this is stupid. Why isn't it working? Why does this never work for me? Okay, so if you just now joined, I'm doing this new segment called Thought Talks because I realized that editing videos takes a long time. Obviously, Luan knows this, and I just don't have the patience or the time to make that happen anymore. This smoke is not my house on fire. It is my incense. Anyways. Okay, so tonight's Thought Talk is about interacting with strangers and why, like, we find it so weird. We pass by people every single day, like, seriously, every single day, and nobody, like, we don't say hi to anyone, which I think is super weird. Am I the only one who thinks that's weird? Because literally, we come in contact with people that we see every single day, that we know everything about, and all honestly, like, we know so much about them that it could be boring. So I don't understand why we pass by at least like 100 strangers a day and we don't say a word to them. We don't question what's going on in their lives or maybe what makes them tick. And honestly, they could be the coolest people we've ever met. And I saw this picture one time that these 2 people were like got married, and it was so weird because they got married and they went back and looked, and they were in a photo, like, he was, like, in the carriage at they were in Disneyland, and when he was a baby, he was in the photo in the carriage behind them. They were taking the picture. Did that make sense? I don't think that made sense. Anyways, but what are y'all's thoughts about, like, interacting with, like, weird, like, strangers? Like, do you think it's weird that, like, when you look at someone, you smile for a second and you immediately, like, avert your gaze? Like, I think that's very weird. Like, I thought about that the other day and was like, why do I feel awkward that I, like, smiled at a stranger? Whoa. Okay, yeah. Okay, so for those of y'all who just joined, this is Thought Talk. It is a new segment on my blog, HowToBeSocial.blog. It'll get posted Friday, but I want your thoughts and opinions because this is a topic that I think is, like, really, like, missed. And there's a lot of social norms that I'm going to be talking about that I've had a lot of questions about that I want to know, like, why? Like, why? So the question is, why don't we interact with strangers? And personally, I don't understand this. I'm very much, I love smiling and saying hi. Oh, see? Hi, Melissa. I talk to strangers every day. Okay, see? Like, that's cool, but, like, the people that you pass by on the street, like, those weird, like, not weird, they're not weird, like, I'm not telling they're weird, but, like, those weird moments where you're standing next to someone, like, at, like, like, the light where you press it and you're about to walk across the crosswalk, it's called the crosswalk. Those moments, like, you just, like, kind of look at the person, and you look back, and you're like, oh god, I looked at this person, like, I hope they're not looking at me, like, those moments, aren't those weird? Opinions, thoughts? Hi everyone. Oh, wow, I have 12 people. Oh, there's a cat in my room. Anyways, but yeah, so I just think that's really weird because you'll look at somebody and then they'll literally, like, look at you, and then it's just, like, a moment where you're like, shit, I shouldn't have looked at that person. So I really, like, want y'all to kind of, like, conversate. Hey, Allie. It really varies culture to culture. Like, in Costa Rica, when I was there, people were way more open to talking and meeting you in public. I think it might be because in U.S. culture, you were always told not. Melissa says, and this is Lala say what, you never know what people are going through. It's best to say hi. And Luan waved. Allie goes, I only interact with strangers. Oh, that's the cat. Anyways. DGE Films goes, yeah, like I should have gone back and got her IG. LOL. I want to see. Oh my god. But no, I just think it's really weird. And that's a really cool point about the Costa Rica thing, because in India, wow, this is really flaming. I'm gonna like put this somewhere else. This is an incense, not me burning my house down or smoking. It's a really cool point because in India, they like keep their doors open all day. They don't ever close them, and if people walk up to like sell their wares or like just to hang out, like they're totally open to it. They're like, yeah, let me make you some tea, and their tea is bomb. Like, I wish I had, oh man, now I want to go back to India. But long story short, like, it is a very American culture thing. Like, comments, concerns, thoughts, opinions. Meow, 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 meow. Hey, Kanan. Are you hotboxing or is that a candle? This is not what this conversation is about, cat. It's an incense. Incense. Whatever. LOL, hotboxing. I thought you were smoking indoors. LMAO. Why does nobody care about this question? No, I'm a good girl. Just kidding. No, I'm good. I don't know where I got these pencils. It's because it's next to my journal. Anyways, but yeah, have y'all maybe been to another country before where you've seen like them act differently? Just like oh, I totally forgot. You're Corrigan. I'm sorry, I'm horrible at names. I like chai from India. Yeah, I do too. Bro, that tea is dope. Your clock is cool. Thanks. Tee. Okay, but back to the question. Have you ever been to, well, why is it weird to interact with strangers, right? But I want to know if maybe there was like an awkward time today or in your life or maybe in the last week where you like looked at somebody and you were like, oh, I'm going to say hi. And then you just didn't. Like, I know everybody's been to that awkward moment. Like, it's a weird moment. And look at the pinned question. Yeah, the pinned question. I think that was pretty spot on. Anyways, long story short, we're talking about why it's weird to interact with strangers. Because in all honesty, they're just like us. Like, there's never been a time where humans are like totally different from other humans. So I think it's really weird when we look at somebody and we make eye contact with them that we avert our gaze. Or, I mean, I'm personally not like, okay, I can't say I'm not like this because I've definitely done this. I've done this actually really recently where I smiled at the security guy at my building. I smiled at him and then I was like, oh, this is too long. Gotta avert my gaze. And I was like, whoop. And like, I stopped looking at him and I was just like, why did I do that? Like, that was odd. I could have at least said hi to the man. I had my annual today, so that was, what's an annual? What's an annual? Meow, meow, meow. I'm waiting. Hey, Jared. We're talking about why it's weird to interact with strangers. Is it a social norm only pertaining to America, or does it have to do with like other countries, or maybe it's just weird all around? I don't know. Maybe our parents are all in all countries are like, don't talk to strangers. I think a lot of people find it difficult to interact in general. I've always grown up being pretty open. I think that's what that means. With people. I don't know, or having general conversation with other people who I haven't met, I think. Okay, Allie, I love you, but that was really hard to read. I'm trying to read it again. I've always grown up being pretty open with people. I don't know, or having general conversation. I'm sorry, you might have to rewrite that. DGE Films goes, oh, pudge. Yeah, Europeans are more open to work with others. Americans are just raised different. It honestly starts from how a person was raised and how they evolve over time. In Ukraine, nobody talks to randoms. Allie. Or Korea. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe Asia is like, sorry, it cut off. Oh, okay, got it. Europeans can be shy and open same in the US. I don't think it has to do with being open or shy though, because it goes back to that thought. It's like, why do we feel embarrassed when, like, we smile at somebody but feel like we have to quickly avert our gaze? Like, it's like if we look too long, like, we'll burn or something. Like, you know, the Wizard of Oz witch when she, like, got melted with water. So I guess, like, the question is here. I want to pull up my laptop and see what other people had to say about this topic, because I think it's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not my password. That just helps me find my password. Okay. Social norms. Why is it weird to interact with strangers? Okay. At least I feel like people just think about it too much. Okay. Valid point. What do you mean? Like, they, like, think about it, like, after they say, oh, there's the explanation. Love it. At least, sorry, I have to read Allie's first. At least when I have gone a few times, I was told by my ex that it was a bit rude to talk to people you didn't know. Rude? I didn't think it was rude. I just thought it was, like, awkward. This is a good topic. Thank you. Like, if I have one of those awkward moments, I'm thinking about what other people are thinking, if they will respond, or if they want to get on with their day instead of just interacting. Lincoln goes, I'm just awkward as fuck sometimes. No, but I totally agree with you, Kelsey, because, like, I get, maybe not so much in my head about what other people, I feel like I get more that way with people that I'm familiar with. Like, people that I, like, kind of know a little bit about, or, like, are my friends. I'm much more that way, because, like, I'm a person that needs validation, I guess. I don't know. I should probably get a psychiatrist, but whatever. We all got our problems, right? Anyways, but, yeah, no, I think that that's definitely something to, like, there's something to be said about, like, people overthinking it. Sounds like anxiety. Kelsey, I feel you. You're not alone! Same. Social awkwardness and anxiety just make it easier to not interact. Fear of not being accepted. But, like, rando stranger dude, like, I don't know. I just don't, I think it's kind of silly to be like, oh, this random stranger that I might never see again is not going to accept me. And I'm not, like, putting your point down, Sky Images. I just think that it's, like, I'm trying to make a point here. Like, I think it's very silly to, you know, yeah. Hold on, I'm looking up some social norm. Okay, that doesn't help. 4 reasons why you should talk to strangers. Oh, this would be good. Fear of not being accepted. Okay. Okay, so it starts off with saying, in general, you should know that random strangers online next to you is very... This is bad English. Next. It did say you should actively assume that people are friendly, which I like. I think that's very interesting. But I have gotten vibes from people before, being in the service industry, and then also, like, being a very, like, socially aware person, that people get annoyed with me easily. So, you know, there's that. So what's happening? Network and build. True. If there's one thing that I can say about my growth as a person and on social media and in just, like, an overall generalness, it's because I've networked with a lot of people. And to be quite honest, so my blog is called How to Be Social, right? So here's a tip on how to be social. How to be social is, like, it was born because I was looking at a lot of podcasts, and all the podcasts were like, if you want to do something, make sure you're very authentic and blah. And so I've always been very, 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 like, specific on being authentic. And so it also told me that I needed to find something that I was really good at. Well, I was graduating college, and the only thing I was good at was writing, which is why I was starting a blog. So I was like, damn it, like, what do I write about? And I realized that I was really good at being social. Like, I know that sounds weird, but all my friends were like, you're never scared to, like, go talk to strangers. You're always yourself, you know? And the thing is, like, I play into, like, the situations that I'm given. And that's not necessarily a good thing. So, like, when I'm at a meetup or when I'm interacting with somebody one-on-one, they're two very different, like, me's, I guess. Like, when I'm in a meetup, I'm very, like, happy and bubbly and, like, trying to talk to everybody and, like, go to the next picture. And, like, I'm trying to keep busy so I don't, like, have my own form of social anxiety, which is I start thinking too much when I'm left alone. Like, I really don't like being left alone because it makes me think way too much about, like, what other people are thinking, which is definitely what Kelsey was talking about earlier. So I guess, yeah, that is, like, definitely a stranger thing. Stranger Things. But, yeah, so, yeah, I guess meetups are a really good way to, like, kind of get over that. Because I'm not, like, socially awkward. Well, I'm definitely socially awkward. How to be social. Anyways, but, this is a tortilla and hot sauce, by the way. Oh. Anyways, you just kind of have to, like, live through those fears and live through that anxiety in order to get past it and move on to a better part of who you are. What's up, Caesar? Is Krista with you? No way! Stranger Things Season 3! Alright. Why you should put down your smartphone and talk to strangers. Epley, author of the book Mind-Wise, How We Understand What Others Think, Feel, Believe, and Want. Social Studies Connection. Humans are social animals, he said, to the extent that having more and stronger friends and family connections is linked with a healthier life. Interesting. But in waiting rooms, trains, planes, and other public spots, people fail to show their social stripes, Epley told Live Science. During his own commute in Chicago, I'm going to Chicago! See, that keeps happening! Okay, I'm done. He sees highly social animals getting on the train every morning and being remarkably antisocial. They might as well be sitting next to a rock. Yeah, okay, example, when people are on trains and on buses, like, you don't just go up to people and you're like, hi, my name is blah, 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 because, like, that's not normal. So try to argue that one. Like, okay. Anyways, I want that point to be made. Buses and trains and things that you have to sit next to with strangers. And you wouldn't want to hop on a roller coaster with a stranger, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. Okay. Oh, no, I went to roller coasters. Perhaps people knowing that interacting with a stranger is likely to be less pleasant than sitting in silence, so they choose the latter. Or maybe, just maybe, everybody is wrong about talking to strangers because it's actually fun. To find out which is true, Epley and his colleagues recruited real-life commuters at Chicago train stations. They also conducted a series of experiments with bus riders. In some of these experiences, they simply asked people to imagine striking up a conversation on the bus or train. Would it be pleasant? Would they feel happy afterward? By and large, people said no. It wouldn't be pleasant, and such an interaction wouldn't result in a happiness boost. In addition, people guessed on average... No, my map's about to die. In addition, people guessed on average that fewer than half of the strangers would be interested in chatting. They expected to be rebuffed. In other experiments, the researchers actually asked the commuters to go through with the conversations. At random, some participants were assigned to start a conversation. Others were asked to sit silently, and a third group was told to go about their normal commuter routine, which involves silence for some and speaking to a friend for others. The participants were given sealed surveys to complete and mail in after their commute. Are y'all... People don't like the city they're in, but don't... People don't like the city they're in, but don't talk to strangers. There. So you're saying people don't like the city that they're living in, but they don't talk to strangers. I'm sorry, I'm very confused. Please share more. So if you're just tuning in, I am reading an article, a social experiment where they are asking people, hey, would you think it'd be pleasant to, like, have a conversation with a rando on, like, a bus or a train? And most of these people are like, no, like, I don't think that'd be cool, no one would be happy, and no one wants to really talk to me. Like, the majority of people said no. Well, then, in the other experiments, they actually asked people to, like, go through with the conversations, and this is all happening in Chicago, which... Another Chicago thing in my life. I'm so excited. So many cute pictures. Anyways, So the results. People had a more pleasant time when they talked to strangers versus when they stayed silent. Incredibly, the findings held even when the researchers controlled for personality traits like extroversion and introversion. Interesting. Everyone seems happier and had a more pleasant interaction when they connected versus sitting in isolation, Epley said. Perhaps even more surprising, their conversation partners seemed to welcome the connection too. Nobody was rejected in any of our studies, as far as I can tell. Everybody who tried to talk to somebody was able to. Wow. Very cool. This is actually on livescience.com. I will make sure to link this when I post this thought talk on HowToBeSocial.com. Not .com. I will post this on HowToBeSocial.blog along with this thought talk on Friday, where you can catch all of this and still reply your comments on my blog, which is being released tomorrow. Also, okay, so I am drawing to a close with this thought talk, but hi Tyler. I want to announce a couple of things. One, my website is going to be released tomorrow, and I'm very, very excited. Another thing is going to be released tomorrow, and it's even more exciting. That doesn't make sense, but okay. But you're just gonna have to wait tomorrow. It's gonna be released at 10 a.m. and it's gonna take all of me not to release it earlier because I'm so excited. Anyways, so I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Secondly, I am having an email newsletter and I already have a ton of people signed up for it and I'm very excited about it. So if you want to be on the email newsletter and you want to see all the great things that are happening on HowToBeSocial.blog, feel free to reply to this thought talk with your email. Do it. Do it. All right. Lastly, and most importantly, I love you. You are all jewels, and I hope you all have a fabulous evening. I am going to bed. Goodbye. How do I end this?